I understand why Alcaraz is the betting favorite here, but you get plus money, plus $1.60. Obviously, we're all saddened that Nadal's not there, the king of clay. Maybe we would have had the changing of the guard there. Are we still getting the changing of the guard even without Nadal? Is it Alcaraz, and he should be the guy to beat?
I think Alcaraz should be the second favorite. I understand his talent and everything, but a name you may never have heard of in the tennis world, I think is going to be really dangerous here, Novak Djokovic. And to me, as the tournament progresses, he will only get better. And this is Novak's opportunity. I mean, listen, he has won this tournament a couple of times. The one thing, and I think Jannik Sinner is an absolute dude. The young Italian, he competes. He's got immense talent. He's a guy to pay attention to. But for me, Carlos is tremendous. But when you get into those 5-set matches and you're on a Grand Slam, Novak is a different level player.
You know, you and I were talking about this at the Aussie Open against Tsitsipas in the final, right? Where you could see Novak's brain. It's almost like a mental game that he can play with certain opponents, potentially going 5. And certainly if it is in the semifinal, Alcaraz and Djokovic, because it would be a semifinal matchup. Is that where the Asian experience could get to the younger player in Alcaraz?
100%. A perfect example. If Novak got broken early in a set and maybe got broken a second time, he might just dump and save energy in the rest of that set. He might get bageled or might lose a set 6-1, doesn't care. You mentioned the Tsitsipas matchup. A couple of years ago, they played in the final. Tsitsipas was up 2-0. You're thinking, this guy is 1 set away. And then you see Novak just flip the switch. And when he flips the switch, there's never been a better player. Right? Like you can sit there. I love Roger Federer. Rafa's unbelievable on clay, greatest clay court player of all time. There's a reason he's the king of clay. But Novak in the Grand Slam, when you've got to beat him 5, it's like going into any sport and you're trying to take that championship away from the defending champion. It is never easy.
I know you got to lay a little bit here, $1.75 and $1.65 respectively to get to the quarters. Again, these two guys, it feels like as the 1 and 3 are in a collision semifinal matchup, which would be the final, it feels like, right? We don't know who's going to come out of the other side. Would you weigh those price points, or do you worry that one could be looking in the rear view knowing that the other is approaching here?
No, I just think the talent should overwhelm, right? Novak should be able to get to the first couple matches without much of a challenge. You look at the minus 165. Now, it's to win the quarter, so that means you've got to get to the semifinals. You've got to be one of the last 4 standing. I still think it's a pretty good bet. But, you know, thinking back on it, I can remember over the last several years, Novak and Rafa just being under plus $2 to win this tournament. You know, Novak might be 150, 160. I think that's the best price you've seen on Novak at any tournament in a long, long time. I mean, he's such a prohibitive favorite. Australia, he's won, I think, now 10 times.
Right.
U.S. Open, he's won multiple times. Wimbledon, he's won about 6 or 7 times, something like that. Just, he's been so dominant that I think plus 250 is a great opportunity. If you bet him at plus 250 and he gets to the semis and he faces off against Carlos Alcaraz, you just take Alcaraz the other way. That way you don't have to worry about if he wins that match or not, which is, I believe, going to be his toughest match here. Holger Rune, good talent. Medvedev, Sinner, all these guys are very good. But Novak on 5 sets in Paris is very different.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.